Just testing my mic works. Hello chat, how are you today? Hope you're well. Today we're playing this game because why not? Here we go, hooked on you. That's me downloading, then we'll jump in. Right, hooked on you. New game. As always, it's Luma. It's loading. For reference, it's the first time I've played a game of any sort of this like. Luma, cough, cough, cough. You wake up on a beach, soaking wet, see salt water stinging inside your throat as if you'd nearly drowned. Yeah, sounds about right. Water falls in your mouth and you open the guess her. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from or a single fact about your life. What you do know, despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Cough, cough. Really went down the wrong pipe. Need a minute, or can I go on? Because I can give you a minute, we've got plenty of time. Endless time, really. Ocean, an eternity if you catch my drift. That is a horrible joke. Because oceans have a longshore drift. No. Whoa, not now, Ocean. Sorry, Luma. May I continue? Please go on. I need to give you everything a distinctive accent. My normal talking voice is me. So what's the thing? This. What's the narrator? Okay then, as I was cough cough. As I was saying, you look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. The water recedes back into the ocean. It reveals a grotesque discovery. Head! A decomposed face stares up at you from beneath the sand, and all you can do is vomit a stream of dark bile bugs and worms and other icks. Cool! It's a head! I wonder if Henry VIII's in here somewhere. A question races through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? Yeah, don't say that about me. I really need someone else like Will here to do that. However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? We're going to take the face up, obviously. Press the sound away from the half-buried human head embedded in the ground before you. Coin! There's no body, just as your head picked fake skin fall to the ground. The jaw drops through a gold coin sitting in the tongue of the poor dead soul. Get your hands dirty. I see. I like that. You'll take. Is the ocean into me or something weird like that? Because I feel like that's what's going on. Is the ocean's like being into me? Your cargo coin happened to strike wipe in an confusing morning. Sun beats down on you, dry your clothes, check pocket, but around you. Plenty of room for a gold coin, you suppose, and so you deposit it. Why? That's a nice gold coin you got there. What if you were to spend it right now? No thanks. Look, I'm gonna level with you here. The coin you found, it's mine. I dropped it yesterday and I've been looking all over for it. Dropped it into a dead person's mouth. Could you just give it back? No. Psh, be that way then. I will absolutely argue with my own subconscious. I think my subconscious over things. Your mind doesn't have the chance to linger any longer on your current situation if you feel something soft bump into your foot. Ah! Bull! When I look down at you, find a fireball sitting next to the sand. You stare down, frozen voice calls from behind you. A little help, please. You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw drops about... well, time to run would be the standard scenario. Like, seriously. At which point... yeah, at which point is this, like, start running? Start running! Four gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating via your eye. Your heart begins to race, curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers. I don't know, not be drunk, but the energy put. Yes, run! Please, this one will throw a hatchet at you, this one will disappear, this one will disappear, and this one will lay down a trap in front of you. So many complicated feelings rush through your mind at once as you're completely paralysed. Hello? Wait, how do we trap? Hello? Yeah, just trap her. There are weird days, and then there are this. All you can do is look down at the ball, back up at the monster line as well. Literal monsters, sexy ass monsters. Why? Why is this my subconscious, and why is it not probably that far from what will you do? Nothing. You stand thrown in complete silence. I can be honest with you, it's kind of a weird move. It's as if you truly don't care that someone asked you politely, you're doing you, despite how much of a weirdo and a jerk you might look like, you clearly don't even care. In this one kind of like confidence, confusion, sheer awkwardness, you feel judged but not sure how. Spirit cuts the silence with a giggle as she quickly swallows when she sees that you caught your attention. Hunter strokes up to collect the ball from the ground next to you, heading back to the volleyball court with everyone else. I feel mildly threatened. Correction, very threatened. Except for the spirit, she really staring down at you, her expressions hardening as you watch her. The longer you hold her gaze, the more angry she seems to become before turning a hoof and floating off to join the others. I really feel like she has a pure intent to now tunnel me out of the game. Alone again, you look across the beach at the strange resident who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers and not to give it too much like, but at the same time, damn, they look very appealing. Shut up. Shut up. And nobody so much as lifted a bloody soaked yet. They probably don't be scared, Luma, you are made for this. Screaming person, I guess. Well, geez, if the Spooky Ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all going to work out, and the Spooky Ocean voice is definitely not colluding with them. Right? Right? With not a good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. It seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You've derailed the game by just show up, trap, and no one likes you. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best just to go with what Trapper he say. That's the policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have flesh blood on their hands. No, it's Trapper. No one likes him. Hey, don't worry about it. It's just a game. Existence, that is. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total domination? Yeah, we're killing Trapper if the opportunity presents itself. Deep sigh. But Rafe at the time means he's done with the game too. Yeah, no, that's Rafe. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care slack George Moore on here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can't. At least not. Stop waving your stupid weapons around. I don't feel like being killed yet. Oh yeah, not yet. Hey Luma, you might want to not to... Hey Luma, you might want to, you know, say something. Actually, never mind, there'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Sure, right now this group has some questions for you. Be warned, well, this is a time quiz, very, or not, shut up! Let me just do the thing. Just another face in the crowd, another normal. Right, shut. You have superpower, what would it be? Flight for sure. Technically, I suppose I can fly. Honestly, it's not my character results. I'm still not what I want to be. What is your best subject in school? Skipping class. Unfortunately, that one's math. It makes sense when you think about it. What's your favourite animal? Cat. What? Why is everyone looking at me? Just because I'm a typical cute goth girl, I have some specific love of cat. Specifically black cats. Well, I do, but you can all go to hell anyway. I really need to give each of these characters a more distinctive voice. What's your favourite colour? Blue. Blue isn't good for productivity, it makes people want to be lazy. What is your dream job? Ideally, it would be not to work, because doing this is not really working. If we got to, why not work at all? It takes a lot of courage to break through how social expectation on Klein Lava. Only she could spin laziness into some tiny grand crusade, these damn millennials. Best flavour of ice cream? Both? But probably chocolate. My favourite flavour is plain. Same here. Rafe. Mine is vanilla, swirled with pain. I think mint chip is the greatest I've ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream. I really need to figure out how I'm going to like distinct each of these voices. Hold on a second. This reminds me, I am right. Always in this lesson should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive pinching. We're teaching you lessons now. Narrator, You rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule of the island, even if it's for faceless void. Tell you what's the best flavour of ice cream? The car. So I almost bought yourself a game over there, buddy. That's right. You can end your life whenever I want to. I'm in control, so don't you forget. How much do we feel like pushing this theory? I mean, I'm trying. You have to understand it feels very good to end someone else's game. You should try it. Wait, that actually was a game ending. See if we can actually. Right, okay. No mage, you can game end yourself by ignoring the narrator. Don't ignore the narrator, apparently. Anywho, now that so much I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. As far as Richard is the strongest person on this whole line, I don't like losers. If you want to know our losers, say hello. Hello, I'm Raven, not Heroic. I like nice people and loath to being idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time, but when I do really... Based on my personal observation, life is no sort of social. It's a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone speaking in power and choose not to take part. Really, Sherlock? Really? What made you give you that hint? Jeez, it's like she downright murdered by society if you hate so much. Oh no, wait, I'm remembering a Spirit story now. That's almost exactly what happened. Yeah, it is. Hi, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. Have lots of fun to have, lots of love. Grow up. Grow a body. It's been 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just created a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog boy. That's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Oh, really? That's disgusting. I really need to... That's why she likes it. Don't speak to me as... I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time ever, I agree with Race. Let's move on. Otherwise, do it today. Besides, if I know this crew, they'll want to show off soon enough. If we're done, let's go click and cults for head. Wow, for want to actually agree with Meathead. I say we go to my yacht. There's a massive boat not nearby. Give everyone a taste of luxury and power. Rafe rolls his eyes. Don't mind him. He just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth. The way it's flaunting needlessly and cruelly. Is this game gonna have some, like, social implications or something? Like, that's just my guess, but I'm assuming this game is gonna end up having, like, massive social implications for some reason. What about hanging out by the pool? I find water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? We can exercise, have fun as a group. Hey Joe, did my sub go through? I've not got it. Oh, it says I have a sub. It might. I not popped up on anything. Unfortunately, it should have done, but my stuff don't always work. But yeah, thanks for subbing, Lewis. Always appreciated. Oh, well, yeah. It's weird, sometimes it goes through later than it does. I don't know. How are you, Lewis? I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. Lounge. To kick up your feet and look at the ocean and relax on your own terms. Who would anything else? Dry, comfortable, enjoying a cool day on hot. It's the best. You excited for Thursday? I'm scared. I have yet to have the dread setting. That's for like Wednesday evening because I feel like I won't sleep. Because my brain refuses to accept stuff because procrastination seems to be a natural thing. Anyway, I'm playing games and editing and other stuff. Basically anything not to think about it. Also, I'm pretty sure me and my mum have both like written down what I've reckoned I've got now, so I really need to like make a bet with them about that one. Who would want anything else? Try going to enjoying a cool drink on a hot day. It's the best. Please don't mention hot days. Yeah, good idea. Please don't mention hot days. We have had like too many heat waves here, please. I mean, what kind of fool would, what kind of monster, what kind of mass-wearing psychopath would finally be granted a break from the constant grid of chasing and fight, to go ahead and then choose to exert themselves in, quite frankly, in any way whatsoever? And this is the face of someone who's gonna tunnel you. Love bets. I need to, yeah. Well, my mum wrote down what she thinks I'm gonna get. I wrote down what I think I'm gonna get compared to it. So we'll see who's closer. That's for sure. Why am I the only one who gets it? It's time to stop looking by their rules. I won't do it any longer. Yeah, we should probably give her a second to calm down. Hold on. Hey, it's a Claudette and Dwight. I think it's Dwight. It might not be. Yeah, no, it's Dwight. For just one moment. This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinator. They're also cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. Apparently. They're the only hope remaining on the island. This place we call Murder Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. None of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence, we shall therefore refer to them as survivors with a capital S. Be to have worked here a long time, so long I don't actually. So, this is him being implicit that it's been here before. Sorry, anyway, I should probably let the Ray and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with nervous energy. It's starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in future, we recommend waiting for. Yeah, hi. Okay, I have sound alerts on. That was very confusing, and I thought I was the game for a second. However, in future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options wherever possible, and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. The most you could do is help us get off this, Dwight. Yes, pardon me, please follow us. Hey, narrator? Yes, I can help you. Actually, did I just start talking about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I try to be escaping? The answer to that is probably yes, maybe, and yes. Escape him? Oh no, I think you're mistaken. Seems like Dwight was asking to get help off this island though. Oh right, that's, yes, that's true. He was, but he just meant to, he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway. A couple of miles south of here. It has so much fancier accommodation than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out, very luxurious. It doesn't quite have the charm the island has, though. Trust me, you will want to go there. With all the money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for an activity on the island. Your decision matter, mostly, when I agree with them, not like the other island. So, what will it be? Finally, freedom from the Prestorius premises, so the four of us would be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. The spirit looks at you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a conspiratorial tone. I don't know how those idea of volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. I tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone already knows I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everyone by not giving a crap And when that didn't work, I tried whining. When that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on the island. But am I making myself clear about being tunneled? Tunneled. It turns out I'm not the first to toss those kind of threats around on this island. So thanks, I guess, for getting it called off. And we're threatening to end each other again. Ahaha. Now it's Dwight who takes on the conspirator on high, shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Please, just make it quick. It's what you'll be saying when we get behind the bar and making the drinks of your dreams. Haha. Hilarious, right, Dwight? Yeah, right. So, what will you be having? Of course, there is an option. Vodka, so going right on. We take it back home, you know. Vodka special drink to me. Warm blood on my cold wine would occasionally would. How do you say, bump the occasional soldier while can across the motherland? You mean murder, right? They always had the nip of vodka tucked away, special little silver slip in special little hidden pocket. But no one hides from me. A bit basic drink, it's in soda. Really? Being passionate so last year, it's also my thing, and you're making it look bad. That's 2 strikes. Since we're fully your request, it's time to return the favour. Should have known there was a cat. Icebreaker time. I swear I had known they'd pull this sort of forks infused anti-building crap. I have suggested we attempt to walk to the lower point of the ocean before I ever set foot near the bar. You don't think it could be kind of fun? A little fun. Never mind, I hate it. This sucks. But it could be fine, or whatever you say. Has anyone seen my hat? I've literally never seen him in a hat. If we must make a small talk, at least I'm picking the topic before we end up being forced to do some lame improv game about nerds learn from my non-sports after school activities that I definitely never did because I'm not a nerd. Methinks a certain someone doth protest too much. Sitting here on the beautiful sunny afternoon, there was a cool fog beneath my served feet. The topic I choose is books, novel, comics, fiction, or non-fiction readers. The only real escape from the inescapable horror of life. But escape into your own mind. Please, stop threatening me with sword. I don't like sword. A grin rolls through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I'd imagine, based on their response. They were too much enthusiastic about drinking. Considering my situation, and it seems appropriate time to ask you, Luma, what's your desert island book? The one book you'd bring with you out on a island like this. Oh, and it has to be classic horror for a reason that should be obvious. She means because there's an island of horror and all the books public domain. Nature modern. Oh, what is it going to be? Probably Dracula because vampires. This one gives me PTSD. Dracula to be subdued by some awful strange owners and they have an immortal villain. It's downright thrilling. Well, I guess that I was gonna say this. Despite the deviant behaviour of Dracula and the threat of possible danger and even death that he poses, you can't help but get turned on by the liberation from the status quo that he represents. Same here. Just saying. So what if some old doctors say he's a bad boy? You're supposed to reek like garlic and sleep alone. Who did they think we would buy into that? If you're gonna be trapped in the nightmare that is undead life eternal, which I know a little something about, you could do a lot worse than great clothes, a castle, and a lover who doesn't take shit from anyone. The scariest part of Dracula is the thinking that no one will ever be quite as interesting to make love to as a vampire. Enough about the old stories and belong to someone else. I think it's time to make up some new stories of our own. feel like someone's gonna take my head off with one of their swords, axes, bonk sticks, other stuff. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle in her half-mask-covered eye. My suggestion a little naughty. Let's get in a circle and spin this bad boy. No. No. Great idea. Trickster, isn't it a bit late to introduce a new character? I thought I was the one who got to make the rules, so I'm not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Well, hello. Who is this new fan? No, I don't like you, Trickster. Meeting. Beat it, hack. I don't know what's the heart if I want more per. It's the Trickster. Oh, I can't stay. I'm just saying a great idea to teach. While also teasing the secret Trickster ending. I've got so much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. Toodaloo. Rules are simple. First you spin, then you swap, spit. That's it. But let's be clear. This isn't a peep show. We have a good time, but in a classy way. All make-outs will happen on view of public eye. Real romantic life. Yes, romantic is the goal. So we're waiting here in complete silence, trying to listen and use our imagination. Well, you make out on the other side of the bar, but not watching. I am very confused. Like adults, romantic, well, adjusted adults. Limit, you're up. The minigame has two parts. On top, point of which rotate clockwise direction, and on the bottom, pointing at. Well, technically. My pleasure. Minigames are situated on the top point of which. There we go, spin them. Well, fuck. First. Well, fuck. A hand, shoulders. Right, anyway. Go side to. Trapper, are you we? Save it. It's not happening. Don't cry. I know how. Good. Good. No one likes you, Trapper. That means you. Yay, murderous intent. I have with my. I see, because how quaint. What you were expecting? What capture flag? Do you know how complicated Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area and find the salt and the picnic table scared area. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table. Blah. And all that issue. There's limited seating directly around. Oh, and I got. I sit next. No one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refused to sneak for Trickster. Your Trickster is here, surprised. Yeah, well, if they don't call him, expect that. I'm sorry, even I get nervous around a crowd of killers. And my whole shit gets a little flustered. Hey there, you look good, Luma, real good. I will kill the Trickster. I literally can't let. No, seriously, they're also tubing. Yeah, and tonight we'll slowly and carefully both love and hate for 12 hours of a spit. Hope you enjoy, really do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what we're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Think of a specific number of special herb spices we simply can't divulge. My favourite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which, you know, consisting what you've been up to, who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts that, and you need to murder someone to eat it. So not like technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yakking. Let's see. Hey Luma, you thinking what I'm thinking? It's going to be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts overlapping people have. I haven't seen many pigs wear palm tree planks, you know? Look closely, spot definitely appear to see fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. We do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meat. Wow, it's right for a change, because I am, with my broad axe. It's a perfect tool for chopping anything in twain. Virtue said twain. Meat, sometimes I think. But I have bubble completely different historical areas. There you are. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, clean, and at least clean. You two and your ridiculous bicep swing contest enough. Grow up. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Obviously. The hell it is. Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you don't. The spirit is the most likely person to murder someone. Please stop. I hate when we fight or talk. Or even look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skill of great slicing up. Hey Lima, what to eat? But hurry up. Or eyes. No. Which one does? I get bad at reading after a while. Here the match is freshly stopped and the mini game consists of 2 parts which rotate, yeah. That was pretty good. Well, let's come to your weapon. Yeah, I said it. Matches are dumb. Dinner is fully served for real. The sound especially coming from the mask killers while they eat, which involve lifting their mask and showing food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to be really embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell, I mean. Come on, we're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who have been working their asses off to make the night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as good as it could be if I just tried to mash stuff through there. I mean, yes. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The 2 best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's the only thing. Think about it, Luma. Number 2 is number 2. One less thing about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep cuts to my abdomen? I don't think I just connects anymore. And forget that she got like beaten to death. So I don't think behavior group that might worth meal in history. But even if they're staring at you, you're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want to let me for why. What do you tell them? Oh, I took link misdirect. Yeah, she's right, Luma. Pretty lame. Own who you are, never compromise. Didn't you wash up on the island with no memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did, poor thing. You have no idea about the last time you ate a real meal and you've been sharing this dumb. But the seagull! Uh-oh, he just made a lot of good points, I swear. Feel lightheaded. It waved at me. Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait, you haven't eaten, so you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out. Oh, hey, it's me again! Your friend, mentor, and guide. Narrator to the narrator. The ocean. I'm not sure how I feel about the characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's one thing you can do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise, or otherwise lead to something even worse. Starting scenes over and having to fast forward back to where you were. Am I right? Forest place to hold many secrets, even from itself, but the one that truly matters can be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? And you'll learn the truth, the ultimate truth. Vague, mysterious, I've got to give it up, the character, but some quality early game storytelling. Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice! You've made many choices by now, some of them I liked, some of them I did not. It's in your best interest to make choices that I like. You wake up to find the spirit holding your limp body, ginkering, pouring cold water into your mouth. Don't you love the ocean at night? I do. Again, getting tunneled to death feels like a probability. Starting over the vast darkness of the ocean validates feeling entirely that we're all truly insignificant and the only thing worth pursuing. I've wondered how could anyone believe anything else. You look out into the darkness on the night and ponder her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small alone in the face of such a massive nothingness? You feel like I'm small and important alone, but lately I'm not too sure. I'm starting to feel different. I've actually think that maybe a sign where I might meet someone special. Look, Vera, who's turned on the ocean to look at you while speaking on the topic she's clearly so passionate about. A friend, perhaps something more. I don't know. Walrus Island has one for me. Ha, a friend. Friends are just cowards who seek comfort in numbers. I had friends once back before I was chanced into winter pieces by my father. Friends aren't what's keeping me held together. I'm a floating cloud of rage. Yes. I was so dumb, so busy trying to please everyone, but the student, the perfect employee, the perfect door. I didn't take care of myself, and now I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose. My dad needed a purpose staying inside me my whole life. Okay, so that might sound a bit silly, but Spirit looked around to see if there's anyone else on the beach when she's convinced it's only true. She continued. There's a dragon that lives inside of me. I've always known, but I tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid, that sounds badass. Right, but I didn't let it out. And then chop chop. And now the dragon is pretty much one track revenge beast. But enough about me, what's inside of you is stranger. I mean, the dragon sounds awful, honestly, though. I feel like I haven't got anything inside of me at all, just darkness, never-ending darkness. And here I thought Spirit was the biggest goth on the island until you arrived. Perhaps I could light a torch to search through that darkness. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a fire flutter behind you as you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever is in front of the island. You only find that Dwight and Claudette running across the beach, clipboard in hand, which they're waving above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for the cute flirt point was not part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Play sick? No, I was. No time for excuses. Well, there is, but that schedule's for after what comes after flirting. Go, go, go. Once everyone's gathered at the fire pit, the White and Claw quickly make an announcement. Well, no blame in particular, but someone schedule. That means we're behind on even activities, and we only have time for one person to share a spooky story at night time. Just one story. No, he has a weapon. For I had every experience. But technically, only one person can get to share. How will we decide? Oh, great. So that never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling. You realise this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Well, I think they're talking about me, to be honest. I still don't know how this scheduling thing works. I guess I've lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before. A lot of reading. A lot of reading. Been there before. Even though it's on pleasure off me, an absolute dream. Doesn't true if it's really fair to pick on the newbie. Seriously, has anything here ever happened on the schedule ever once? Damn it, Donald, if you try to flex for Friday, give me one more time. So help me, I'll snap your head off. So quick when drown you in his blood. Cynthia? I think that's right. Cynthia. For Blood Cynthia. I think that's right. Fuss and Muss are back on YouTube. No, I love to hack, slash and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. And who's Donald? Who's Dwight? I don't even know anymore. Call me nobody. But we still. So Luma, who do you think should go? Please pick somebody quickly so that Tropical Agent. Shishi Spirit. Well, the entire experience of being carefully corrupted to avoid an imp lord to stuff. Will you? From me. Real her dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet from the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the scariest stuff. Seriously disturbing to me. And I literally pulled a guy's skull and spine out with my bare hands. Talk about, well, as always. If everyone else is going to chit chat, I guess I can just sit down and our dice go red. Behind a map, both Trapper and Wraiths take their seats to know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Well, I hate to break it to you, but it's like Disney character. It's a romance too late now, although I was selected, so I'm going to tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You know, Sherlock and Wraith both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hotter, a celebrity investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence unlike anything she'd ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away, but how could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box, strange alien in its appearance and massive size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered, built on site in such a busy area? How could someone just appear? A mystery conjured by magic. It's no illusion. The huge box is very old and someone was trapped inside. Spirit paused her story to look from her face to face with Ron. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. Help me, cried someone inside the box. Was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now, it was if every detective in the city was there, looking at a strange structure up and down, inspecting every side. It didn't make sense. There were no fasteners, or it seemed completely solid and too heavy to be moved by hand. The solid that is, except for a single small slip, just enough to see bloodshot eyes of a prisoner trapped inside. I don't know how it happened. I woke up and I was here. I'm so scared. Please help me, cried the man, pleading for his life. No strange tense situation. Detective Hotter confronted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress of opening the box. And as the night grew longer, seeing pink rain pulling on the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more silently, more pathetic. and need for help. But Detective Otto was not help at all. Powerless to save him, the guilt began to weigh on her like it never had before. Don't let me die in here, the man begged. Don't let me die alone. Stay calm, instructed Detective Otto. You're not alone. I'm here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story. Looking through the narrowest passageway, Detective Hopper watched her own reflection and tear-eyed. Strange, sad prisoner. Together, they both wept in silence at a hopeless moment. Promise us the man. Promise that I'm not alone. Yes, she promised. I do. A simple pledge. She felt an instant connection like she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any of the hostages she had worked with so far to be free before. And so, when the man's eyes closed and the backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hotter, for she knew he would return, and he did, pressing his lips up to a narrow slit in the horizontal block. Question again. Seemed flowing for no start as she asked, promise that I'm not alone. Yes, she promised, I do. And pressing her palms against the cold lip without truly knowing why, the Detective Hotter leaned forward and placed her lips on the opening, letting her breathe creep into a strange structure, allowing her to warm lips on this full man. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact the beating of her heart pulsing through every inch of her body, matched beat for beat, soft touch. Thank you, said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice, and he backed into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. Get back, yelled the officer, suddenly thrusting herself between Detective Harter and the box, breaking a sign. The day soon be filled with cacophony and wine gears, as clicking latches of some mechanical activate all at once. Sync had triggered as if an lever pulled. Again, face someone who's gonna kill you. And the side of a giant box began to slide open. Detective Harter gripped a flashlight and turned the foggy interior of the giant box. Feet splashed with rainwater hot as she swept light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least landing on what should have been him. There was, on the corner box was a pile of pieces like parts of a doll almost pulled apart. That's just how Dorothy had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collective segment of limbs disconnected from one another, clearly served and placed on a neat little pile. And atop the pile had cold pale eyes, lips of an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, lips blue, tears from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire up at the sky anyway, but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale. So sad, so cute, so sensual. She really went into great detail with coming to describe like it's too much detail. Now no one is sure to act. Drawing Claudette is staring daggers at you. You have to do something. The game is supposed to be a lightning rod. Please, I said do something. Oh, you nearly Erin. Like being hugged back. But also like being tied up. Certainly not what you expected. Intuitively you pull yourself away, but it's awkward movement and you nearly fall over into the fire. Vera says nothing and floats away without so much as a goodbye. You meanwhile realise everyone has just watched this truly strange interaction from the corners of their eyes. Yes, how is going? Just fine, I guess. Just fine. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds before screw you, Trickster. Shows up and blaring his... Hey, baby. You look like... He is a very, I'm watching Torchwood lately. Do you know Captain Jack Harkness from Torchwood? Reminds me of him, but less appealing. Hey, John, you don't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these all day, but I want to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those Charge Islands don't want you to hear. I'm the ultimate catch on the island, only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Again, I don't like you, trickster. Find me, baby. Trickster leads, and you're a bit confused about what to make of his critical leads, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell what it was having an effect on you. This fog that followed me around, I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted of a piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day. Even when you are a god, I mean narrator. You're doing it again right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Dipping in hot tubs with the spirit. You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talks. You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening, dear. Plus some jealous sharks come along and manage to jump from the ocean into the pool. You're also pretty sure the killer companion could handle it. I just want to be totally clear, even though the story brought something out of my life, it was not about me in any way, shape or form. Not symbolic, not metaphorically, not any other ically. Yeah, it's I believe you completely sure. You were cut into pieces in your life with the same person, that story. Perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on the island trap, one might say, in the most puzzling place. Also a strange, regular coincidence. I'm sure your lips are blue. Your lips are blue. Really? You'd call this blue? Searching for an answer, hoping to find it. Revenge. Yeah, the eyes of someone who is going to tunnel you. To be fair, it's still probably better than Trapper has been through this entire game. Okay, so the similarities stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins, or, well, maybe it has coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years ago, a bladed weapon proceeded into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You've got to figure out how many sharp edges a person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbering around, I dreamt this story like watching a movie, like when I was just a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. I've never been able to shake it. It's a very adult story for children to dream. Do you believe me? I know I just made, but yeah, I do believe you told that story. Can you clearly from some deep fool? Just a stranger. Get hurt if you don't. And I don't believe. Well, no, I think because just think I don't really know the answer to my own question. And she tried to put one important for the sake of like waiting for you to write thing from her puzzle box. Fortunately, before you can follow the conundrum of what should be a mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find certain. Sorry, kids, but it's time for bed. I might be the youngest one in here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped up in a fresh clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd combed out the tangles and tying a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. I watch Spirit stare off into the distance, your hand gripping a tight fist. She doesn't notice you're watching her at first. When she catches you looking, she turns away, roughly grabs the towel from the right and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. Head to the campfire, the heat is comforting on a chilly night. Looking into crackling embers, you think about Spirit storing the prisoners in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, will you leave with your life, or has it already been taken from you in just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and why arrive with a new familiar, creepy smile stretching ear to ear, but a bit menacing to see. I'm for accommodation, but we weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable, or die trying. They hand over a pillow, blanket, and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume at a minimum, or the other guests aren't the types to rob you of their beauty. Spirit tells you her secret. Listen to the flute music. Dear, on what? Even a dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those things around. A comb. Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb card from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I want it back though. And if you lose it, well, you'll get revenge on me. Again, face of someone who will tunnel you is if it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really sleeping. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. A dark voice earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be spooky, but now you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd. The human body is made up of over 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. I feel it's like 75, but whatever. But even a master video game protagonist, well, guess what? Drink as much water as you'd like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to. You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Rafe stares at you awkwardly. He says nothing, just stares. You look around to see if there's something going on behind you. Either side, no, just staring. Oh, you're awake. I saw you with Spirit right before bedtime. Make some sort of light and tell you with. Rafe scans the horizon. Then, I'm making sure you are, because I've been burned before and sometimes seem off the island since you've arrived, even more often than usual. Maybe we can talk more about this tomorrow. It's just since you got here, I just think we could have a really nice day tomorrow together. It's just that you have no idea how long I've been here with these monsters. To be honest, I have no idea either. They're just awful, boring, loud, and stupid. If there's finally someone here on my level, thought I could, you know, have fun. Have some cool stuff. If you don't, well, it's totally cool, get no pressure. In fact, probably just forget I say good night. Finally alone for real time, maybe you drift off to sleep again, hopefully not to be poisoned. Wait a second, where are we? This isn't OG's. Is it one of those reality show confession rooms where all the contestants talk direct to the camera? Look, I don't need... Mildly threatened as normal, I guess. Why is everyone always swinging and acting in my rough direction? Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since I'm up at tide. I eat an all organic diet of raw deer, bear, and human. I'm a bit fiddle. That being said, something about newcomer makes me think that I might be missing out on some huge part of this cool. Then turn around like one time spending the night searching food in vain. Only on my return to the cabin spent in thawing finding squirrels. They were delicious. This is weird. I don't care enough about this person, but if anyone else wants to, I don't care enough to stop them. Trial run. Then might just have to kill the white. I don't really care if it's island full of people anyway who don't really like me. So what's one more? I don't want to get distracted from my plan anyway. Yeah. I know everyone thinks me the beautiful cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe are okay. Those are a choice, sure. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm going to get bloody revenge on society that used me and threw me away, maybe it won't hurt to have a little help. Not murderized yet. Still alive. You open your eyes, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great, totally well rested. So what are the achievements we've got so far? I've got trial run. You're really getting the hang of it now, or so you think. Still alive, you survived the first day. As far as the competition go, it's certainly one of them. There's more with game than just reading. Okay. 9 suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why, I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Being a weirdo, the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. Definitely not a thing. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they're making a sense for a sexy bunch now. And talk about sex. Shut up. It's like a worth Captain Jack. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off, right? I'm not sure if there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanour, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. What's your facing informal? My greatest I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I'm just swamped with the night, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you as if your island now is that. No, never mind, he laughed. Well, at least he brought me a cup of. No, wait, don't drink that. What the hell was that? But don't call him Trickster because he's good on a skateboard. He definitely can give a name. He brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That also is certainly not coffee, and I don't want any casual poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. Yet. Not menacing at all. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, the type of place where you give a 5/5 or 10/10 2 thumbs up reviews to an internal prison pain. And please make sure to leave a review, it really helps with the algorithms! Yeah, if I ever upload this into YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe, and also comment, it helps the YouTube algorithm. That's the game just mentioned. Right? Or the stream. Why don't you like promote it to a friend or something? Just trust me, I'm looking out for you, so can we please move on? Hey, wait a second, how did a possibly omniscient and possibly unrelated just physically knock coffee out of your hand? This is not Parliament, and the floor does not recognise the ocean can speak out of turn at this moment. I need no recognise, for I am the ocean, I dominate the land, I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of great, I'd like to say something of grave importance. Fine, go ahead. In his like an eternal prison of pain, I'm not saying it is. You know, Place of Extreme Horror can still receive 5/5, 10/10 thumbs up review. Something crafted with love and all that's the type of thing you're into. You know the ocean is right, a lot of hard work goes into places like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent and whatever possible start the minute of giving. Could you imagine if the game was like auto text and it kept going? Giving the benefit of the doubt, constructing these elaborate simulators, I mean vacations. It's not easy to do. Sometimes there are some small bugs or inconsistencies that just need to approach perfection. Agree. Can we get on with the game, please? We ought to celebrate those ends to solve the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not to be overcritical of them. Are you two trying to sell me on this place actually being good? Oh, you finally caught on. You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Even if they do make some great points. Oh, sure, great points, I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course, apologies, Luma. But last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time on the island? Again, I want to pick this one, but I like the idea of this one. how you respond. Hey, look, yeah, I don't know anything. It doesn't matter, though, Luma. We're happy to see you having fun. I didn't say I was having fun. We're all having fun, Luma. Did you hear us? We're all I feel threatened. More so than Spirit has been threatening so far. We do need to ask you one more question, though. We all had to sign off rights away to say anything negative about this. Right? Would you please sign this paragraph? Agreed terms and verbal contact. Perfect. Delightful. Excellent. Yes, yes. Hey Luma, it's still totally cool if you go constructive review. I believe this is a positive review because we all know nobody reads negative reviews of games results like this. Anyway, I see the White Claw that I've gone into a trance and lumbering. I hear from you barely can mention only one thing. Breakfast! Peace be there. Perfect time, everyone rolls into a dining area, lard up to sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon and so much for maintaining the beach pods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt magic powers for it to only get you so hot. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take your place and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experienced. Sex chat. You take a plate and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day of a beautiful and mysterious island. It looks like you're not only doing some introspection, though Trapper stands up to talk about how the day went, in case anyone was wondering. No, I wasn't, because no one likes Trapper. Name one person who actually likes Trapper. It looks like you're not the only one that... Personally, I wasn't. I can't imagine you can make it any angrier today than you did yesterday, but I really do hope you do, and related. Anyone see where I left my cleaver? Just kidding, I always know where my cleaver is. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your brick. No. Now Alundra steps up to talk to you about her. This island is treacherous. I don't know what the newcomer thinks they're doing here, but it certainly isn't helping any of us. Whoa, Huntress pretends to be all independent, but she's secretly kind of miffed you and her aren't getting along. Well, surely it must be it. No one else would weirdly stand up during breakfast too. And just like that, here comes Spirit. Did everyone sleep well, or or should I say I did not? I haven't slept in 20 years on account of the whole burning quest for familiar revenge thing. And last night I did different, so on that case I was exactly, how should it be? Got a lot of reading done, though. Now if you don't mind, I'm going back to my quiet, resenting being trapped here with you all, while looking cute doing so. Guessing Rafe has had enough of time to wake up before he speak in front of the group. Perfect, there he is. Take us home, Rafe. I'm glad to introduce to our Iron Paradise. And yeah, that was in quotation. I didn't distract me from my normal routine, ignoring all of you and vice versa. This place is an eternal prison of suspicion and suffering. No one cares. I'm still the only one asking any questions. I'm asking questions too. When will Ray shut up? And this is why no one likes Trapper. And now they're all looking at you expecting, wait, why are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn, what a power play. Keep on wanting more. You're getting good at this game. Sexy, true to life experience. Yeah, this sexy true to life experience, because that sounds way better apparently. Shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. I had to hunt myself. You had. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Yeah, I know, it was nearly an hour 15. Before you get there, though, sometimes catch your attention. You hear that? Who? You addressing me? Well, yeah, I guess that. Okay, right? You know I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these four fine killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know most is you, narrator. It's only okay in so much as several illustrate that you have lost your mind seeing how I'm not real and all. Yeah, I heard you this time. I think I'm coming from behind the pool shed. No, stick in there, a little more. Oh yeah, that's it. How does that feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Indeed. Now I want you to take that and put it right there. Yeah, you know what I'm talking. Just like that. Exactly. I swear I know what. Is this like an Austin Powers joke with like the shadows where they're doing something but it looks like something else? I'm afraid to look. Please say something you know. Oh wow, look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion someone left on a chair. Anyone know where I can buy some? Damn it. Oh, come on, a little privacy please. Dwight is panting and Claudette is a crazed look in her eye. Sorry, I didn't know how. I was like, you know, I was here and I could help you. Well, you know. Know what? What do you think we were doing? You were doing, I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it sounded like fun. You think two people trying to find new ways to kill each other in desperate search to make own death permanent is fun. Oops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot we won't get resurrected. Oh, so they're immortal. Even better news, they're immortal. No wonder they're so miserable all the time. Also, yes, it is an Austin Powers joke. Humor. Hello, Luke. How are you? Humor. Is that all you have to say? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think me, him, to what? Ha. Ha. Ha ha. You don't have to laugh that hard, they get it. Ah. My life is a nightmare and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, Loverboy. I noted all our entry wounds and our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, Gloomo. You're gonna need it. And hey, if you figure out how to skate, please make sure your ghost tells us how. Well, both tragedy and comedy and incrementally. I'm doing good. How's the stream going? Okay. I am got several differing opinions on stuff at the moment and still relatively confused on stuff, and I'm yet to sign my soul away. I think that's about right. That was both a tragic comedy. Shut up. I like it anyway. Where were we? Oh yeah, you're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was in short a lot. So far today has been exhausting too. The game is good though so far. But you're dedicated to achieving a truth-centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit. Just soaking up the sun in your heated pool. Today you're on a date with you. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. I want to date with me. Who would make the first move? And aside from that, a disturbing thought, all it's going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tipped, like palm tree bending over to screw with you. No, that's no tree. It's... Have you fucked with Trapper yet? You see, the thing is Trapper's the one person I hate most on this island, and Trickster. Hey, babe. He's like a less this is Trickster. He is like a less charming Captain Jack Harkness. And no, I've not done that yet. I despise Trapper with a passion. Because it's Trapper. Yo, where's the hag at? Hag isn't in this game, unfortunately. You have Trapper, Huntress, Spirit, and Wraith. Breakfast was weird here, everyone getting up and announcing how they're feeling. What about that some phone call checking with the group? I don't like it, fishy, kind of lazy. Whatever though, breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon or after 4 PM. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You've seen my abs, by the way. Refund game, no Hag, no point. The thing is I didn't get the game. Will got the game, so I didn't even buy it. So on my end, it's a free game. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting my abs. No, I still want to kill you. You can see them later at my private thing on the other island, you know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs still refund. I could give you. I hate. His abs. Shut up. Shut up. He's a psychopath just like the rest of them. You don't have to give him anything, and we're not the best friend. Just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking is not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Indeed. That's my job. Okay, now that guy's gone, we've got some ground rules to establish, and we're definitely going to abide by it. It's time to leave out. No, another shadow running people will not leave you alone. Let's see. Best character. Best character. Did you know that the Trickster has abs? Yeah, but he's got nothing on Spirit. Spirit is best character. I will die on that hill. Oh, it's the Spirit. That checks out. You two have brought him pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a bit of welcoming darkness to his tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it, so we won't be bothered there. I don't even know why I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot, but I guess I've got feelings that you'll appreciate in a way I do with none of the other killers. They don't get me. No, there isn't a Bubba. Mainly because that's a licensed killer and they can't do licensed characters in this game. You can have Hillbilly. But also, this is the face of someone who will tunnel you out of a game of DBD. But I'll get them. Oh, I'll get them all. And I'll get my father too. And I'll punish him for what he did to my mother and me. Spirit radiates a menacing aura. No shit, Sherlock. Waving her sword around in the air, she threatened, well, the entire universe. It's scary. More than a little hot. If you get turned on by menacing. Look, all this time on Murder Island has got us both on a little confusion thing. I'm choosing to learn and suggest to do the same. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance, but you've also seen that there's more sensitive side hiding within her. Which one do you think will win out? You consider her offer, but before you can decide whether you want to go for instance, Huntress interjects. Like, I appreciate that Huntress is like A tier, like not S tier, because Spirit is top. Spirit being S, Huntress being A, Trapper's F, and Wraith's another S tier. And then Trickster's like E, maybe D. More Boomer. Oh, good grief. I guess you could go off with Spirit today. She seems pretty cool, actually. I think we were here on this island vying against each other for your attention, and we might actually be friends. We might have something, though, you and I. I couldn't let you go off her to her goth white house without speaking up first. Yeah, I know her secret spot. I see everything through the holes in this adorable mask. Yeah, but Huntress got muscles to both, so better. Sheesh. No, Huntress is good, but she's no Spirit. It's pretty cute that Huntress thinks that she has to say wink wink out loud. The mask barely even hides her face. Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly because you can only go on one date today. You also don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are cold-blooded killers, but you know what they say. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. and then die a horrible, wrenching, rivering death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. Of course they're poisoned all along. Why wouldn't they be poisoned all along? Sorry, this action's really gotten me tilted. So who will it be? Spirit. Made a correct decision, but I know... now, this is because you picked me. Doesn't mean I'm going to slobber over you like a dog, understand? Well, of course, you still got a lot to prove to me. I want to believe that our connection is real. I've been hurt before, literally with a katana. Yes, I know, your backstory is getting sliced up by your dad. A katana I now wield in a spectral form, you feel me? So, you will feel me if you try any of the macho trapper crap. Yeah, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette and Dwight to clarify, I'll just let you know that yes, it is too late to change your answer now. Why does that make me feel like... Oh, achievement. Revenge never looked as cute as it does in a sun hat and Morse match, apparently, that's achievement called. You and Spirit arrive at the coast overlooking the Black Lighthouse. It's old and desperate, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You look at Spirit up and down, and she knows that she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. I'm noticing a bit of a theme. Is black your favourite colour? Black isn't really a colour at all. It's the absence of colour. It's a void. No, it's a shade. White and black aren't colours, they're shades. There's a different... Black isn't really colour at all, you know, like me. Spirit smiles. Naturally abhors a vacuum. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. The lapping waves on the shore of the coast are a romantic tone. The fog was around Spirit everywhere she goes, blends perfectly with the mist. Rolling up over the rocky shoreline, she is one with this place, and so are you. The peace doesn't last too long, however. The lighthouse lets out an eerie howl like a monster die, spiraling back like stretches out across the sky. Spirit has yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that. The lighthouse and sound recede, and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays a towel down and then pats on it gently, clearly saying she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not exactly sure what to do. This is an invitation to get a hands-on action. What else could it be? No problem, I figured as much. Spirit turns away to slather lotion all over your body. You need any help reaching those difficult spots. You see her hand float around your back. Spirit hands like ice cold but soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch as Spirit apply sunscreen to herself the most unique way, by floating her own hand around her back to spread it. And you're chilling way easier than I can. It's more like you're some kind of superhero. I'm glad you get a kick out of it, but I'm floating several limbs isn't exactly the type of superpower you think to wish for as a kid. I'd much rather be able to read minds and understand what some people do. You know what? You know what exactly feels like to be me. Because I'm wow, that went well. That it's honestly surprising you lasted as long with the Spirit as you did. Good job. Well, right. You really want to know you're not creeped out by them. Good job. Yeah, thanks, Luke. I've only just been murdered twice now. Once by the voice and once by spirit. You don't know you're not creeped out by them? Yeah, it's just no, because you know the answer might be very personal, but she's a person you want to get to know. I was just thinking about how you must have gone through it under horrible. It's worse than death, or at least death ends eventually, but I wouldn't be able to forget it. Literally makes me who I am now. Truth is, I could pull out all these bits of glass that are stuck in my flesh right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Each shot reminds me what my father did to me and what the world did to him. I refuse to play the universe's game. Hate the idea of being forced to succumb to the pressure the way he did in the end. And face of someone who's going to tunnel you. The way that fear and anger filled him up and then came bursting down, the way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. Yeesh. It's not hard to think about revenge when the drowning side of me doing the world did to him. I have to fight it, even though it gives me strength. I must maintain control. You're stronger than he ever was, I'm sure. I appreciate that, Luma. I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing in life and love. The world is a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my toes or a bit of a lotion. You know, having your body contorted into vengeful position really does a number on my joints. Okay, great. Perfect. English. Okay, I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. If there's a next time, I'm sure you'll do even better. You look up at the light. I'm on the dark hob from a moment between spirit and yourself. Evil, as it clearly is. In this case, it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and burst of black light that rescues you from your awkward silence. From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows itself a thing of death, a spirit of a ship that once sailed the sea centuries ago. A tall black flag whips out of the ocean air above the ship as it caravans towards the shore before crashing on the rock that must be drawn to the lighthouse. Near the distance, China sailors an old one ghost ship breaks into the water. Alright, it does that sometimes too. Should we do something? Nah, the sharks will take care of it. Within a minute, the ocean's quiet again, except for the waves. Note yourself, hungry sharks and time-traveling pirates. You're half sure saw one of those skull and crossbone flags aren't the only ones here today. It's Rafe. He has emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your day or something. I came here for that. Rafe points to the lighthouse is indifferent to its attention. I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining strange light onto me. I can't avoid it through the woods, the walls. Nothing seems to stop it from reaching out to me. It's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me. Those dead pirates or the mermaids I saw washed up on the shore that one time. Ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close to as beautiful in person as they are in movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you catch my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy, an epic river of lies that runs beneath the island or something. Come with me, I can. You can get cut. Two secs, chat. I'm back, chat. So that took a second. Spirit raves a katana, nearly trimming a couple buttons off for Wraith's tropical top. He takes a hint and backs away a few steps slowly. For the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Okay, be that way, you'll see. Alone at last, with tension broken, Depthman quietly, Wraith banishes back to wherever he hangs out. You scooch closer to Spirit, breathing damp foggy air. It seems to emanate from her. It's not quite clear how the whole fog things work, but you don't even care, you're feeling the moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too, as she starts to adjust her robe, and then you get a peek at the bathing suit. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about everything else, she put a lot of work into getting into that suit. It's got straps for days. How you could focus on what's happening with the Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. It's Claudia and the White burst in, interrupting whatever you were doing. It doesn't seem like they were worried about bumping in too much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach. We're making a very dramatic announcement. It's hard being the producers and the hosts. Aren't they supposed to be working in a group of 4? When you arrive at the beach, you realise you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Ryan simply stand quietly. This isn't what we're... Wait a minute, there's no announcement here. But there isn't me. You got mud in your ear, friend. I told you to get lost. Don't you see, lost is what I am, so are you. But I know the way out. I've got a map in a secret layer, literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. And that's why you should ditch the Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. You've got a secret layer. Damn it. Who said anything about secret layer? I've got to slap secret hair that flaps on my secret chair. Oh, he's on fire, for reference. Don't change the subject. Spirit. We're trying to make a mess of the first nice day I've had in I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is, but in a while. I'm not about to be ditched the likes of you. This is like the first time we've seen Wraith in action. It's not me messing things up. Like, I keep trying to tell you this island is dang. I come to accept a difficult truth that what's happening here. Well, I'm convinced that fate is not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it be. It's no use of fighting. We know how about you hiding spots for your little secret hair. I cry. So don't tell me what I can and can't back in. Born a fighter, dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight even when all I want to do is hide. Don't you see the giant hat? It's a metaphor. If I do have fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it? Foe. Oh, you hide. I've seen you hide. You do your little... You face walking routine. What do you call that? Basically cloaking, and we know where the cloaking type is hiding. Folks, you cloak, I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about, but it's just on like some video game community forum thread. Miniature. If there was ever such a thing that you knew about them either. Sure doesn't seem like the White or Claudette are going to stop this, so it's on you. I think I was brought here to make a choice, so I'm going to do that now, and I choose. When it comes down to neither of these two, it seems easy to love. I mean, damn. Spirit literally has broken glass shards sticking out, but she has a certain charm in her gloom. The Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Decided if my fate to end up on this island, well, to hell with fate, really. And I don't take this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that second guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. No offense taken, yeah, okay, it's true. I can be a little awkward, I guess, sometimes. Right, so I'm going to stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. Spirit walks around the corner, showing you something she discovered in a place she knew won't connect to a giant cherry tree. It's just a small sapling, but it's begun to sprout fires. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here in this place, but it also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. A Spirit steps up to the tree. A cold breeze pulls some petals off of a cascading through the air on both of you. Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do you mean too? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being celebrational. Like, people try a great deal just in the air by beauty. However, as beautiful they might be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers to quickly die and fade away. Others show no symbols of fleeting nature of life and our fragile mortality. In a way, they respect the looming of death, to call attention to the special moment and to see appreciation in life. How does that duality make you feel, Luma? And he and his companion should bring joy. Indeed, Trevor. I don't find anything okay looming on the horizon. It makes me so frustrated, like I'm so mad. I want to do things about it, strike back against this shitty reality. Spirit lets you go off staying calm despite the bubbling rage. She must know thought like this is that's why she asked you, so that you'd see things from her point of view. I want to be alive. You feel connected to her at this moment more than you have at any point before. You wonder, does she feel the same? Once the fallen cherry blossoms represent the soul warrior samurai, those with noble characters who did not fear death but were killed in a great sacrifice to honor their empire. Their lives are short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but never despaired. They stood and faced it. They had their swords struck down in fear. But despite a samurai spirit that lives on me in my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. The cherry tree is not real. The petals fall. They soon replenish, as if it was installed here by someone. You work for it, choose your words very carefully. By someone, something with no respect for the balance of life and death. We're sorry to interrupt. You know we don't believe you, right? Yep, but this time we got a really good reason. It has something to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accused you of that, but okay. We're here to tell you that it's time for dinner, Sydney. Get it while it's hot. Ah, no day too, are you? I guess it's time to go or whatever. Thanks for doing it. I really enjoyed it. Me too. One fun day you're having. I can't see it written over your face. You're shining, and that's just the remaining anxious sweat spending an afternoon courting a killer psycho. Right there thingy. What a fun day you've been having. I can't wait to see where all of you if you're shining and that's psycho, yeah. No, you really are feeling a whole romantic experience. Don't worry, you'll keep your dirty little secret, but enough gentle ribbing. Trying to get back to business. All the hermit singles arrive for dinner, including Trickster. And Rafe is here too. Not gonna gag about when they come them all on the screen at the same time, so just believe me, they're all here and they're all just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everyone is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm surprised as you are. These four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Ray seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding on to your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. His pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murder Island. Excuse me! Trapper's the least loved killer. It's Trapper. The Murder Island, but hey, letting them get on moments flying high, least you can do. And heavenly knows they won't. I'm saying what everyone else gorge themselves while I'm preoccupied with you know, trying to get to the bottom of this never-ending matter. So tonight, none of that. I'm not really hungry anyway, so why don't we just do a simple salad or something? The green kind, not the mayo kind. Mayo is gross. Sorry to let it doesn't have to be fancy. Not iceberg though. It has no nutritional value. With tunes was amazing. That was on that list. But don't always search shortly, but certainly Powers Broken would like to know about your day. Would you share your day with the rest of the group? You had an interesting name for sure, but that's what describes it to the others. Say too much or too little and it could affect your standing with the group. Don't sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. I want really more like to avoid every else to be alone and to do. Okay, I couldn't have said it any better myself. But he's clearly happy with the way you portrayed your date. No surprise she doesn't like people getting into her business. Dubai and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they're all very tired. Good. Oh wait, no, sorry. That's not dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. Not a Charlie Hardy thing sim set in Discover Tropical Paradise. Bon appetit. Don't you mean bon? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it. Even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. On each without speaking. Tension are rising both of a sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table, lingering around. Pick up the plate, take your napkin and the crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? It's fine. Just, I mean, you forget how I did. Good. Sometimes some things need to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have plenty of sensitive eyes. I'm horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes, because childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts to move towards the fire pit, only to get away from Reese complaining. Take a seat on the uncomfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for the others to kill us. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they've got a stunning creative mind. Hey, do you think we are allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? It doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way, but something unexpected happens. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here. Not a great sign. Oh, cool. Now everyone is looking at you. So, you know, do something. You want to tell a story or play? Charades, boggle. Well, I was actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Or point to a spine school and think you duck out of the way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoot lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now you can't tell if you're warm from the fire or no. You know the fire right here, but maybe if you stop talking about it all the time, we can stop. And it's not here, doesn't you know? Friend to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Rafe. Luma was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Mystery. You take your point. When two strong hunters. Alright. Tasty music, look interesting, a major woman study. We're married in 2 months. Bit soon to don't you think? It's so sweet. Exactly, I learned a lot from them, if you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with their partners. Love could spark from a mere look across the campfire. Now you've got Veritata is thoroughly attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit. Because of course they are. Except for Trickster, who is wandering off over the bar. Yeah. Okay, that's not a very good story. I didn't mean to. It's all you, but it's actually quite bad. Sorry, but the narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So who else would like to hear a story from tonight? You look to the killer trying to decide who would be the most entertaining. I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure to be better than whatever you could get out of anyone else in this group. Look, all the good stories I stole this one from someone in the past who's not dead and can't do anything about it. It's called Bride, technically the supposed the fiance. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would marry. The two were madly in love and could not wait for the snow to melt. they could join in maternity and unite with social eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful shabby farmhouse. And they spent months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out the seating arrangement, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose liquor, by the way, so fancy. When it came time to figure out the decoration, however, the bride, the fiancé, I guess, since she was not married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open to Chandel Supreme, which their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. He decided to have such a lovely natural setting for the ceremony, and he would create a unique floral arrangement from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found and prepared to pick them herself. The morning of the wedding, so that they take the height of their freshness, but you know, in their flowers in the woods, they said, bride, since they had not yet been married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were, so she would choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, Fiancée told her husband that she had one final errand to run before then. Excited as ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came up on a once familiar cleaning of something was not as she expected. Somehow it was more beautiful now than ever before, and just on the edge of her view was a new blush-filled blossom, so vibrant and colourful. She became dizzy just looking at them, but but the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up the flower after flower, and as she did, she noticed further ahead and more beautiful. Carried by the sweet fragrance of her spring air, bride fiancé crept further into farther in the woods. Until she turned the corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realised she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flower was suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into mould parts on the floor. Where the bees had been, now only flies burst. Where the scene of flowers had intoxicated her odour, mould drew her sick. She turned and looked back. The path was dark. In a shadow glowing, she walked and walked. The day as the guests gathered into the farmhouse, the fiancée was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, no one began to look for her, but no avail. First pastures, a tree line in the forest, but there was no beautiful wildflower or the young lover to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The unsafe state of fiancée for eternity, always wandering, look flesh and blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that what you loved for, you are out of there all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad. Just someone we know. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. I think in the sequel it's almost never heard the usual. That's why I'm much more of a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes place a lot of pressure off individual installment and builds a great sense of community between the audience and creator. Tell me, Luma, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure you seemingly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my will talk getting away of a romantic toilet. So why? I'm gonna you shut your chat now. You know we need to get back that thing we do when we're not on screen. Okay. Have fun tonight. Try not to wing end up dead. Why did you say the word wink out loud? What kind of double entrod are you trying to get with that end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking. Not since the accident. You know all of these people who describe criminals out loud. However, Spirit, she really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. There's somebody talking Spirit. Deal me in. What do you say? Talk the hot tub so I can soak in by Rose the Ghost and take. Please enough of the burns. I'll let Red Blaze. It's enough of these activities have set the next to a literal fire. I must be surrounded by figured flames as well. Void returned and ran from the place as we could, just you and me. On those spinning legs, you'd probably tire before you got too far. If it's running away to some place more secluded, Luma is after, they should obviously join me. Have you seen my legs' pure power? Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move for stealthy reasons. My own choice, it is completely logical. Why are there special conversions to each other and create drama? I'm so over that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other that corporate can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to fabricate problems. I'm sitting in the shade, so public domain of recycled payback because they refuse to play that game anymore. It's like she actively tries to be unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on or just me? Don't have an appetite. It seems his attention along with the techno is still on you for the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe we could move on with our lives. You know, some special projects you might have going. You heard, and who will it be? Who will you head off with for an activity? I'm just saying you may not get a ton of chances to date around like before your time on Reddit and closer. I'm not satisfied with that name either. But with the streaming a reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because that guy. Spirit. Bit me, yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. Despite phoniness, I should be honest with you. You make for interesting company, and I love the idea of winning over these other guys at all costs, even when I hate the game in the pride but had a long day. Flowing, subventing, grinding my teeth, and imagine the sweet, sweet revenge it takes it to me. So I don't stop bringing your A game, right? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting really know who I am is an impossible task, not worth trying, but too bad. Too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself to bring everything you've got, or just say the exact right thing at the right time. And oh my god, cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. You arrive at the bar to find Uriah and Claudette holding both cocktail shakers surrounded by beverage bottles of assorted booze. Who's ready to get wasted? Well, I don't drink, so not me. You really don't drink ever. Is it like that because it'll just fall a hole in your stomach thing? Or I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poisoning the body and the mind. I don't need to act like fool to have a good time thing. Face someone who's going to murder you. And why did you choose mixology lessons at your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this kind of day is an excuse to get loaded up and make terrible decisions. It's not true. Not a single person has ever learned anything from one of these things. The white. Now that's not true. You learned how to tie the cherry knot in the stem using only your tongue. Whoa. Who ordered soda with a splash of margarita? Because that's off menu. Well, I know I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing and doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I will have you all know that I've worked on a restaurant before and was violently executed. By your father? On whom will you have your bloody vengeance? Right, well, so be it. How about you, Luma? Do you drink? Tonight, no, I won't remember, but at least I'm going to pass up the alcoholic drinks. Here. Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. Your spirit picks up a plump cherry and roughly stabs a plastic sword through it. The cherry juice splatters everywhere and the fruit gets on Spirit's lap. Oopsie. One of the upsides of wearing black is it hardly shows stains. No take back side. So, Lovebird, what drink shall we make? Okay, that one is cute. Please allow us to demonstrate how dark and stormy is made. First rum, or in this case rum extra, and a bit of apple juice is poured over ice, and then fresh ginger beer is added in, garnish with a lime wheel, and then into drink then. You think you're up to challenge the recipe? Lime wheel. It's on in doubt, Rowan alright behaviour. On cue, the literal dark dog begins to make its way in front of the ocean to taste Rowan dog Tommy. Quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? Probably the most drama-free fun I've had since I've got here. And since you've picked up simple but delicious drink, we've got plenty of time left to relax. Wanna make out a little? Breathe in a sip of your drink and then immediately begin coughing because you can get a yes out. Lightning strikes the palm of a tree on the beach and immediately starts a fire, and the activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher you away from the bar. The gang's all together again on the volleyball court. It seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sideline watching everyone get sway. That's because it was, so it feels like so late that the sun has already begun to rise. Better get over with as quickly so that you can get some beauty rest. Not recommend the eternal damnation of perpetual narratordom. Good thing you've really used your time well since then. Really getting to know the gang, the brain, the mogul, the basket case, the psychopath bunny girl. You know the 4 types of people. Do I? Everyone on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pitch or dream date here to see who Luma chooses. No, not to eat Huntress. Each killer gets 2 minutes to tell you about their dream day they have planned for you tomorrow. In no particular, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like the order doesn't matter. Rafe, why don't you go first? You look like you hate bats. Right, sorry. Anyway, Rafe. I don't really prefer just to tell. Well, if you just whisper it. Rafe. It's fine. Without moving, Rafe lowers his voice to barely audible whisper. Tomorrow we'll have to find my bell. I can tell you about what I've been working on. It's going to be a really beautiful kind of thing, really bond. I may finally get off the island, and maybe we can go on a real date. You done that it? Rafe nods proud. Trapper? No, we're not doing Trapper. Further ado, sometimes you can't say it. Why yes, I'd love to. So Luma, you think picking me? Well, this is if I won't pick me and be punished and rewarded. Tomorrow you will suck. Probably I'm not an easy guy to get along with, I know that. But I can tell you this much, I'm hiding a secret on the island that will make fans shit themselves with excitement. What is it, like Hag Falug? Don't happen. Yeah, so anyway, Rafe. Prefer what? Well, figuratively, Dwight, you've got to watch your words with these people. Tomorrow you'll split in the face of God and die and be reborn anew. That's it. You're not intrigued by that. I don't want you. Go draw crayon art with Chopper or dig up whatever Mitchell Rove want. I don't. It's best God be seen in the face of all of them. Okay, so hydrate tonight. Face of someone who's gonna tunnel you again. Hang out with Spirit. Time's up. We got to. Is that a glitch? Getting Rafe twice. I got Rafe twice. I don't know what Huntress said. Wait till I have a swell night. Really, so anything. Oh, this has been a survival dating competition parody this entire time, and now I'm just finding out about it. Come on, the signs were there, you just didn't read them. Welcome to Murder Island. Now it's time to eliminate one of your killers. Oh, it's like butchering, but even worse now. You can't kill a killer, but you can break their hearts. Do you even try? You mean, right, tomorrow one of these sex guys will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who is it going to be? because it's dramatic, because it's surprising, because it's a classic reversal of fate. And it will hurt someone too dangerous. Who's gonna be? Whose thought process here? Giles seems like he might throttle you in his sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you. It could be anywhere. She floats. I hear. I might cry and. What I'm trying to say, I don't envy you, boss. So which sociopath are you eliminating? Isn't you're eliminating? That's fair. Honestly, though, I don't care. So you suck, but not in a good way. You bore me. Your personality seemed like it would have fun killing you, which I totally gonna do tomorrow the first chance I got. So really, this was a win-win for both of us. Still might kill you though, out of principle for eliminating me. Sleep with both eyes open. Enter Sandman and have fun with your date tomorrow. And now if you've broken the heart of someone heartless, yeah, good, Trapper. You should go get some shut-eye. And don't worry too much about the broken heart you've left behind. Because of course they'll receive a consolation prize they might not get home with, Luma. But when this is all over, they'll never sleep alone again. So right, we're sending our elimination home with a trickster body pillow. I'm mugging you. Dick's best thing, real tricks that it might not hug you back, but it definitely won't try and stab you. And how do we know? Because I've tried it. That's why the white testic Lord Deathloop. I hope you sleep well tonight, Luma. You're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? No, not because of your guilt. I mean, knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who now. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you'll do tomorrow? I don't know how you'll do it, but you better go before Dwight and Claudette come back and put you to sleep themselves. I know those two. Schedule. Wow, what a crazy way to end the day, and an elimination. Even I didn't know that was a kind of game. Let's check in with everyone, especially a loser. Everyone deserves it. Well, we'll see how things go tomorrow. I suppose I'm not expecting anything. I tend to shut my mind off during hard times. I know I seem all excited and devil may care, but the truth is I'm really a person in heart. It tends to happen when your mother is skewered by an elk when you were young. Yeah, how do you know? Wild guess, but it's the only thing you talk about. If you'll excuse me, I think I saw a raccoon in that tree and I'm feeling peckish. I don't really know what happened here. Honestly, I haven't been paying attention. Oh, Luma, sorry, I forgot on the other thing most important. One way or another, I won't be here for much longer. I don't handle rejection well. At least I don't think I do. No one has ever been dumb enough to reject me before. Yeah, the more I think about it, the angrier I'm getting, the more giant rage monster. So everyone in this room should be scared right now. Turn the camera off. Of course Luma is into me, why wouldn't they be? I'm thoughtful, beautiful, surrounded by a cloudy mist. I've also got great hair. And since I'm technically dead, I'm extremely low maintenance. Look, I don't like to throw the term anime waifu around too often, but we're going here. Great. Body perfect snuggled it. You know what I mean. What? No, you're not part of this. You don't get a confessional. It's the cool man. I'm not part of anything. You feel me? I've got a cog in. I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. The whole thing, though, pretty cute, charming, low budget, old school marketing vibes. Not gonna lie, kind of wish I was so busy now. I do reality show style dating competitive with so. And then, but I've got my new album coming up. Oh, fuck. I've just finalizing a new sneaker line production. Producing unlimited series on my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app. Game. How much meta are you shoving in here? And doing private gigs over an game. Please stop being there. My dude, you gotta come check out IP Island. So it's where the real killers are hanging out. Fully licensed, no legal drama. Lawyers. Take a hike. Yeah, no, it's just like where Pyramid Head is. Why did I say Pyramid Head? Pyramid Head is awful. It's where Demo is. Because Demo's like the only softcore killer. Well, which probably won't tear your face off. Maybe. I'm gonna tell everyone the Trickster said that about them, don't worry. I'm taking your favourite Star Wars character from all pop culture that can't be seen on this island. Hell, you probably can't even mention them, like Ghost! Yes, Ghostface. That's who we're on about. Don't say it. Look, we get it. You're very popular in time, but if we have time to get back when I don't want to be get sued. Ghostface! Come on! Whatever, I don't care. I'm the trickster. See you around, Luma. You too, narrator. I have a name you know. You do? Yes, seriously. They do not pay me enough to deal with you people. Is it my turn? What? No, it's not your turn. You're 17 war. How are you even sitting in the chair? What's a chair? The thing you're getting all wet. No, it's gonna smell like mild dew. Okay, rude. Fine, I'll just use turn ocean. Do you check in? Check in. Look for the bathroom. Bathroom, are you serious? What for? Down hall to the left. It's okay, never mind. Never mind, what does that mean? No, not you two. This wasn't meant to be a confessional time. Literally every character in this game. It's okay, we don't have to confess anything. We've been working on our stuff for the last 2 days straight. I want to sit down somewhere. This chair is wet. Yeah, I think the ocean just peed on it. How is that? No, I don't care. You two are looking pretty pleased with yourselves. I've got something to confess. Oh great, what's it gonna be? You ate glue in second grade and cheated on your algebra test once. Watching the travel get eliminated was the first time in an ending spiral staircase of pain that my life has felt ever much. Okay. Every minute of I'm alive, nightmare, and placing some sweet surgery drinks, but fun for a long weekend eternity. The unrelenting river and crushing waves and waving seagulls at the crescendo song of evil that makes me question the very foundation of our universe. Why am I here? Why have any of us here? What kind of sentiment being would do this? Please erase me from my sextant. Make it so I was never born. Pull the plug on my experiment and my soul be free. Please let me get out the polo shirt. Okay, let's get you to bed, buddy. I don't want to go to bed. Going to bed eventually means I have to wake up. Yikes, that was a weird way to end. Anyway, you do. Let the camera long enough so someone's bound to say something crazy. Anyway, 2 days in Paradise. Anyway, seems like everyone's had their shot to annoy me tonight, so hit the hay and get some rest tomorrow. See. I'm not sure what's going on. Something like want your skin, nudging you away. You are using a killer crab as a pillow, which is sort of okay with. What's that? You didn't know about killer crabs? Oh right, you didn't go on the 100th date. You really missed out. It was thrilling, or I guess it would have been. You have to play the game again to get the reference, I suppose. You pull your head on the tire, splash water in your face. The white Claudette approach. Is that look on her face terror? You notice just your stomach floods with butterflies and feel it's on butterfly sleep. It has happened here before, but it's probably a love thing. It's dying! Claudette dressed us over to the beach where the killers all stand flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to have watched with your ex. Suddenly your message is clear. You're going to declare your affection for a killer in front of several other killers. Hey, isn't Trickster supposed to be here? We paid him good money to make some half-assed cameos in this show. I'm going to chew his agent out, but before they walk over to Big Mo, I know that someone particular has an extra strong crush on you, and another little birdie reminded us that you've been kind of a dick since you got here, that we reserved the right to withhold the information, even if it leads to you making terrible decisions when you get you murdered. So are you ready? Of course you're not, but too bad, we're on schedule. Hey, no trapper! This is game's like 1,000% better now. You make your way over to the row of hotties. Claudette and Dwight stand off to the side, hands behind their back. It's been quite 48 hours, but there are clearly sparks in the air, and I'm not talking about the rusty chainsaw, though I do recommend staying away from those sparks. It's time for the newcomer festival. Wait, I have to do a drum roll. No, you don't, but who cares? Luma, who do you choose for the solo date? Can we at least do the flowers thing? Dwight, I thought we agreed to keep that between us. No, not the flowers thing. The thing where the suitor gets stars of affection. Alright, I suppose, but no roses. That's such a cliche at this point. Well, good, because I tried to pick up roses but got ouchies instead of this. Beautiful. Doing good, Dwight, but it's a lovely boutique. I hope Dwight says some of those to Claudette. They're a thing, right? You're getting that vibe too. Just me. Sorry. You've got other things to think about right now. Luma, who do you want to select to receive these stars and spend your day with? Appropriate appearing below the brim of her impressively large hat and her haunting eyes. Spirit, since I met you have inherited presence, your challenge to be a better person, resist the urge to show me the shop and your katana. For that I thank you. I'm ready to the level. And we shout up to the eyes of a dark storm that is our reality, to the latent room at the Black Lighthouse. It's time to see what you're made of, Luma. Concern? Yes. Why are we on the yacht? I thought it'd be nice to start the day on Trapper's yacht before we head to the... Even if I kind of hate the tropical vacation stuff like yachts and snorkeling or whatever, it's good for you to see me in the sun with a little bit less, at least more than you already got in the experience. I know that the whole vibe can be a little dark. The hat, swimsuit and plume of floating hair wasn't always who I was. I was a normal young woman who once went to school, hung out with friends. I even had a part-time job working in a restaurant in town. Then, you know what, your father, he murdered me. I woke an undead avenger. It's not what I'm getting at. Something else happened to me. I realised I needed to be seen. I don't even know by whom. A lot of the time when you think about ghosts, these kind of see-through flickering spectres, your ears reaching out and having it kind of go right through them. You know, like the sort of thing, maybe there's some warp effect on the world around you. I don't know, depends on which movie you watch. But when I died, well, I dared you to try and reach your hand out through me. Not really, that's not an irritation, it's rhetorical. Why did I end up this way? Who brought me here to this island? Who knows? I'm sure I don't. I've got my ideas, but I'm not exactly out there digging around caves or dusting off antiques to try and find clues to analyse their meaning. I do want to take the experience serious, though. I want to give a process chance. It may be a dumb process, and I have extremely little respect for as a person, but you just woke up on this beach with no memory of who you were and came from, and rather than simply trying to swim away, you're giving them a chance. I really didn't know that swimming away was an option. It's not. With the fact that you never even tried, I think means you've got courage or an open-minded, I don't know.
You're into karate.
Right, I'm back, chat. Sorry that took a second to do. Chain wax still working? Yeah, cool. It's not how the fact that you never even tried it. I think it means you've got courage or an open mind, or I don't know, maybe you stuck around because you like someone you met here. Maybe. Or two of you were getting all deep in philosophical 30, the yacht pulled at the shore next to the Black Lighthouse. Last stop, everybody off. Where are the other stops? Oh no, not on this trip of your life. Spirit rolls her eyes and leaves for the shore. I'm just messing with you. Was the only stop. Nobody here really looks out for our fun, so we have made for ourselves. But no, there are no other stops. Seriously, go. Race to the poop deck, Dwight. This shit doesn't have a poop deck. Oh, it will. Mark. Cricket. Too bad you can't date those two. They seem like they have a good time. I'm near the beach near the majestic Black Lighthouse, imposing form and view. A flock of birds circle lazily, no sense of fear or urgency, as if circling a corpse hasn't moved in ages. I'm about today, see? She places her wrist directly in your hand and presses your fingers down her skin into a cool touch, but you feel the faintest pulse. My blood is absolutely pumping. So what happens now? Now I show you something that no one has ever seen up close before. Well, no one who has lived to tell about. We're going to the lighthouse amongst circling birds. What's actually over there? Have you seen it? Hey, y'all, how's everyone doing today? Hi, Rafe, you seem chipper today. Something strange is definitely going on with this guy. Well, something else strange. Anyway, different from what's usually going on. Rotate Buer stuck in the ocean like the gesture ever been stuck. Luma, thank you for choosing anyone else to go on a date with today. Alone again forever. That's how it's meant to be. I feel alive. Finally. Are you done? We're kind of, on the date you just mentioned. Yeah, glad you're feeling better, Rafe. but like you said, we're in the middle of something. You mind? Oh, right. So what you doing? Head up to the Eye of the Lighthouse. I love it up there. You really see the whole island from up. In fact, Spirit, I thought you said no one had been. Technically, I don't think Wraith counts as being alive. I mean, I don't maintain the canon, but Spirit waves her arms from her arms at Wraith from head to toe. And if he's not dead, he's gonna be when I punish him for interrupting our date. Hey now, I can solve the problems without our hair floating up in any menacing shapes. I'll just be over there running away. Enjoy the view. You know, I think Wraith was kidding about the whole being up there. Honestly, this view isn't even of the island. You can't see McClickling. However, that does bring up an interesting point. How do I say? Spirit hands float up as she scratches her head completely. You don't usually see a loss of words like this. What's your mortal status? Because despite what our blank friend seems to think, the lighthouse is not be trifled with. It's a beacon of death and suffering that brings doom. And, well, there you saw a freaking pirate ship shooting travel through space and it's spooky, but you decide not to point it out because it wouldn't be too romantic now, would it? Think I'm alive? I'm here with you, walking a beat, feeling the water on my feet, feel the sun on my skin. Here with me, Spirit. Does that really make you alive? I guess I don't know. Caught with the eye of the black light off, and you may never return. It's our risk you're willing to take because we have something. I won't deny it. I feel it. I'd hate for you to simply turn to ash. If you were to commit right here and now figure out the front, we could put that risk off for another time. Just be friends. Ouch, is this her way of letting you down easy? I don't know if I want that friendship. I want you. That's why I chose you. I can't decide this for you, but only warm can be not safe. You might die up there, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I'll protect and see their travel to lungs, and maybe the last time you had such thought for your strain. I don't need another friend. I want something more than I risked my life for. But it smiles quickly, a devilish smile. Right, this way. Lighthouse, it almost just pitch black. It's seen the day when you stepped through the door. Inside a place like a void. The last thing you find on rays of the sun, the horrible sight. Her body laying on the stairs, reaching not up, but down, then crawling. Watch your step. The things we do for love. Right, it's dark. When you arrive in the lantern at the top, the black light up breathes a sigh of relief. The light is out, everything defunct. Dust cakes the room, although it's not been operating, etc. However, somehow it's just morning a moment ago, but now it's night. What do you mean a moment ago? We've been standing here looking at the ocean all day. I've really enjoyed peaceful time together with you, taking a view and staying completely silent for hours. It was kind of my perfect day. Really, I don't remember that. I just called it the perfect day, and you can't bother to remember it. What kind of game are you playing with me? I want to remember it. It's just something I'm completely back, but hey, I'm not dead. Or you're already dead and have been this whole time. That's true. Maybe we'll never know, but it does look like the light is working. Even turned off, the light is has power to it. The massive lens reflects moonlight for itself. The soul spark has a hypnotic effect. Maybe that's where the day went. Into the light as the sun fell and the moon rose. Thanks for spending the day with me. I had a really good time. That's it. Don't get me wrong. Very cool. And I guess I don't know what to expect. I suppose if you thought that you were walking to your death, it had nothing happen, it might feel a bit anticlimactic. Sorry. Anyhow, time to go. Here, let's just flip on the light for the staircase. Go down. The stairs look pretty dark. Maybe it. But it interrupts the strange hum, and then it becomes a frightening clear to switch up. Wasn't for the stairs, it was for the main lantern, and the lantern that is now beginning to power up. The faintest smell of burning begins to reach your nose. Usually looks like maybe the switch wasn't for the starlights. Now we see who is really alive and who is really dead, I suppose. It was bound to happen sooner or later. You slam your eyes closed, hoping somehow not to look at the light itself will protect you. Not sure how I see the logic now, but if it's magic, then it kind of finds logic. I want to see it, but I'm a little scared. Don't look directly into light. Open your eyes and look only at me, and I'll keep you safe. Okay, seem okay. I hope I haven't ruined by pushing you to do something you weren't meant to. You're so brave and welcome, but certainly brave. I'm so lucky you put yourself through this with me. Shows me that you're real. Despite your attempt to resist it in Crowell Force only from the Black Lighthouse London, I refuse to subside it. No, it cannot be ignored, and it does not matter if you look directly at it or not. In the end, now it's just a trivial game. This is real life and real magic. You stare at it now, and its power penetrates your mind. It's been a while. How are things? Doing good? Feeling more dead or more alive? Oh yeah. Yeah, love will do that to a person. Don't worry, it'll make sense soon. You wake up to hear the spirit's muffled voice. You've got a terrible taste in your mouth, like burnt hair. The air feels damp and smelly. It takes time for the shroud to clear, but eventually spirit's words start to make sense. So it feels like... You know how sometimes people say it's not you, it's me? Well, this time it's you and also me. I can't believe I thought you would change for me. I can't believe I thought what you was doing was a sacrifice. You never gave anything up for me. Well, then I saw what love looks like, and it looks like a whole different than this. I don't think you're hearing me, which is weird because I'm practically shouting. Nobody breaks up with Trapper. Nobody. Oh yeah, fine. Nobody breaks up with Trapper, but I'm not doing that. I'm dumping. Don't you say it. I'm dumping Evan Macmillan, and there's nothing you or he can do about it. It's over between us, Evan. Rin, Chad turns to the spirit and looks directly at you. You realise that you're laying on the ground on some weird tunnel. I think your shouting woke up Luma. My shouting? There. We woke you up, Luma. After what happened, you probably had bad being sleeping for a bit longer. This just got out of hand. How do you know? We were talking in your sleep basically non-stop until you woke up and got quiet. What was I saying? I don't know. Don't speak Dutch. Jeez, speak with Netherlands? Yeah, see, there you go. The jig is over, as they say. They know you're awake now and you're going to have to deal with this awkward situation head on. Clearly I shouldn't be here. You two are having a very personal conversation that I don't need to be involved in. I don't know how I got here. Not here on the island or creep tunnel. As far as the island goes, your guess is as good as mine. As far as this tunnel goes, we brought you here. You and Trapper. After the lighthouse came on, you blacked out on your way down. I thought you might hit your head or something, so it's hard to tell what blood is old or new around here. Either way, I wanted to get some safe place, so I asked Trapper for help. It's not that I can't carry you, it's just I don't feel like if, I have anything messed up my shard. The Trapper on your hand here loves nothing more than having a conscious body draped over his shoulder. You could have asked Caldale to White for help. I don't trust him. But you trust Trapper. Like and trust are two different things. You might think Trapper's a real jerk, but you're right, but you get to see with him. We brought you down here because we're the only ones who knew about this place. It's part of an old tunnel network that connects two different places on the island. Also, guys, talking Iron Mysteries, my favourite topic. I was just in the neighbourhood, so I thought I'd pop in. Trapper said this place was private. Don't look at me, I didn't tell him about it. Half the appeal of this spot is getting away from people like him. Well, geez, I can see I'm not wanted. So, you three are a throuple now? Or... do voices. I already tried doing voices. I do like voices for the ocean and that's it. Legit. I tried doing voices at the start and I get so into the reading it just becomes the same voice for every character. So I'm really bad at doing the reading thing. So you three are a throuple now. Or because I gotta say I really didn't get the whole Trapper spirit thing, but hey, not my business, I don't stick my nose in it. We are not spinning nobody traps for Trapper, not with traps or relationships. And you do realise you're sticking your nose in our business right now. Wow, so hostile. If you don't want to talk, just say so. Anyhow, this tunnel furniture feature, if you head about 50 meters down that way, you'll find... Get out! Rafe looks around just to be double sure that Trapper is addressing him. I was just leaving. The island is a lonely place, which is great for me. I love to be alone. Trapper, on the other hand, he's quite needy. And after a lot of pursuit, I finally can catch up to me, and it became well. I don't want to call it a relationship because somebody really didn't want us to have that talk, but we're more than friends. I dispute the events told for a record. I don't pursue. I stalk and I lie in wait. Seeing eye to eye was not one of the things we were good at. So I have to ask, but I did just look into a refrigerator-sized death lamp, so I guess I'm more of a glutton for punishment than if I were. What would you... Well, for starters, excuse me, I'll take the questions, thank you very much. If you know anything about me by now, it's I'm on a quest for revenge. Everyone for revenge. Exactly. What you might not know is Trapper is a great classical mixture of revenge. Trapper blushes behind a mask, the only one way to compliment a killer. Revenge against a friend who has turned their back and betrayed him. Revenge against his father for making him into a monster. Revenge against his barista who wrote "You weren't on a cappuccino," knowing his name was Evan. For someone who thinks revenge as much as I do, I Trapper am an inspiration. But as I say, to never date your heroes. Good advice, but I don't think that's the saying. And then you came along, Gloomer. You showed me that it's okay to be lost, feel pathetic, to push on. You have nothing real to offer anyone. I'm not sure where you got all of that from, but okay. But you heard a mirror up in my own doubts and fears and told me they aren't about everything about me. I can embrace those things, but not be defined by them. You show me that my life on the left can be concession, revenge, or mind-blowing on the ground, the dark cavern and dusty tunnel. Jarrett nudges you in the ribs, and his elbow and grossly appears to trap. A better feature have been winning strategy for dumping his ass because it seems to be going quite well. The whole half-assed dating show parody thing at first, I obviously thought was a lame idea, but what kind of moron thought was an audience of this? But then we went on and spent some time together and I realised it's actually something real here. I don't want to give up on it, I don't want to give up on you. Listen, Luma, whilst you are not unconscious by some minor head trauma like a totally gang spirit confided in me that she really has real feelings for you. I took it well naturally because I trust her and value her opinions. That doesn't mean I trust you. There. If you want to get to her, you have to go through me first by passing Trapper's test. TM. Coming to Behaviour TV Saturdays at 8 PM. Oh god. Welcome to Trapper's Test. Answer my question correctly or die by my blade. Question 1. The White Spirit's real name, the one given to her by a murderous song. Definitely not googling the answers. Oh, okay, don't celebrate yet. Question 2. What lives inside the spirit? Question 3. Where did spirit work back when she was a normal college girl before? Let's... Right. I'm sure, but I don't know why I put up me. Final question. What is worse than being dead? What do we think, chat? Yeah. The trapper is a trope. Oh. Highlighting to bribe people. Giant head start, chip on her shoulder, but being seen, go figure. Well, I guess, but the rules are the rules. Right, so I guess through dating spirit or whatever, so good. Maybe I'll find reason tomorrow, but for now, have fun. Wink, wink, chopper out. I'm sorry you had to endure that. Was 5 weeks not nothing? Not even that, as ridiculous as it was the whole thing. For waking up in a random tumult, we overheard an argument Chopper and I had about something going on in the street quiz, especially countries. It's only because I actually like you, none of this would have happened if I didn't. And I like you too, sorry. Please call me Rin. Rin. Nice of you to. I didn't really feel the lighthouse experience was completed, so there was something else I wanted to show you. Alone up in the Lantern Room Tower, you get your mind out of a girl, it's not that kind of game. What's that? Hold on a moment, I'm being told, no wait, it is that kind of game. Disregard the gutter comment. Come back here with me, there's no place I'd rather be. You're excited to return to the Lantern Room of the lighthouse despite all the drama and more importantly, you're excited to be there with Spirit, which makes it all the more crushing when you're interrupted by the arrival of Claudette and Dwight again. Claudette and Dwight, funny seeing you here. What funny? I mean tragic. Tragic. I don't think. Yeah, but they're always. Education in my experience. I mean, the lighthouse begins to haul low-level fighting and the lens go, and then I prefer to shield your eyes in case something big happens again. Now, isn't this time for any reality adjustment shenanigans to White and Claudette? Shield your eyes. No. Nah, please don't interrupt. You think after all this time we don't know what best interest in mind? Wait, what? No, of course I don't think I. You got wax in your friends, I guess. You're not to interrupt. Too late. The black flares into darkness. See something horrible and strange in the place of Claudette and Dwight are two ghoulish silhouettes. But before you can focus on them, the light passes, and the two survivors are reunited with their normal states. It's breeze up here, I should pack a sweater. What in the berry hell? Hey, what's your luggage? You shouldn't speak that way. It's the Oni! Around your elders. Grandpa? My little Rin, you're such a woman now. They grow up so fast. What? Me and my grandpa, because well, technically not just my grandpa, technically he's my great-great-great-great-grandpa, but right, I say in a row. I haven't seen my little Rin since I watched over her from the afterlife when she was just a little girl. I expected you all to say the great. It's not a matter of honour and respect except Rin. She can do whatever she wants from precious little angel, but you. Only says that you were demonic red eyes. You're pretty sure even a decorative third eye on his mask is looking at you. You mongrel, you must treat me with respect, or so help me, I'll be cleaning bits off your head off my canoe. A camera is like a metal baseball bat covered in spikes, FYI. I'm not sure what a peasant like you is doing so close to a decent noble bloodline in the first place. Dirk Claudine, Dwight, no, it's Dwight and Claudette, remember. What will explain to you is to come to me with your great-great-great-granddaughter suitor and give her withhold your approval. 5 greats. Great. So you're on it, Master Sir. Dwight, he's a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa, they must have summoned you here because they think you have great judgment, and because if they summoned my father, it would be too distracting by torturing him for the youth and to like whatever it is, show game experience. Ah yes, that makes sense. Only a man of my own power and magnitude can help. That's important much. Nice to meet you, Kazan. I have friends of Professor Outland, those who call me Oni. You've seen a serious resemblance to Trapper in not only the sheer size of the man, but also his attitude. Apparently Spirit has a type. You sure you can or measure up to that? It dawns on you that, wait a second, maybe you do resemble Oni every time you try to look at your own reflection, however you become dizzy and confused. This definitely deserves more thought, but now's not the time to consider the fact you might be some kind of walking vampire. The first ever case of self-blindness, there's a massive samurai mad dodging for you 2 steps away. Well, don't scare me at all. I'm still stick with Kazan. Peasant. I realise now the truth of my visit isn't just your light. Just the spirit being scared. Jeez. Oni waves his katana, menacing like great-great-grandfather, like great-granddaughter apparently. Hold up, Grandpa, it's not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First you should give them no better. Young people these days always wanting to kill people, insisting they must deserve it. Back in my day, we do not need it to be done because they don't depend on it. In his day, for such an present, he sure gives off serious old man yells at Cloud vibes. You see, when I was a young man, we didn't have foreigners in our land. Didn't need them. We had an abundant culture, a little too much if often, but it didn't make the rules. The rulers did. It's not how it should be. Literacy, art, commercial, theatre, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, cousins, gambling, fighting, fine dining, fast food, and public executions. Lovely. What are we talking about? Spirit giggles at her okay. I'm not going to say it all those times at only forgetfulness. You should wonder, does she even like the guy? She surely hates father, so... Listen up, old man. We don't have time for you to list every action, every activity available in the samurai in the entire Elder period. Science peasant, you're showing the ignorance of samurai for many activities that didn't benefit Bushido code, such as attending certain theatrical performances, for instance. Sometimes, however, a samurai would put on a disguise in order to seek out entertainment. Now, I'm not saying I did that because I have my honour and a body built like an entire castle that is quite hard to hide. But clearly you have neither had... Also, this is definitely just the attack titan. It's just the attack titan. Well, not attack, it's armor titan, isn't it? Only armor, I'm saying out traditionally tattooed. Why would you want such an uneducated admirer as this? You find it hard to believe that any contemporary person knows all that much about who was and wasn't allowed to do leisure activity an old 100 years ago. However, you're really not sure how to handle a massive demonic old man. Oh wait, I'll get it. My sweet one. Beautiful descent. You invite me here to do what you're too kind to do. Bastris jerks head in. Claudette Doris. Yeah, no one's getting Dwight's name, but fetch my cannibal. Ren, wrap your robe around the mongrel's hands and hold them still. You'll splatter the brains and beauty as a family. Grandpa, no, that's not why I invited you here. In fact, I didn't invite you. Claudette and Dwight did. Aha, yes, sure, wink wink. The whole thing, wink out loud, is thing getting a whole hand. Him and Trapper, we do have a lot in common, don't they? I swear Luma has a good soul and a heart of a warrior. They've fought with my love in their own way. Faced down death more than once and put up with their fair share of nonsense. Nonsense which seems to be endless. Can we, I don't know, wrap this up quickly? Of course. Who am I to expect anyone to wait around my approval? I've only been hanging out as a ghost and watching my bloodline be polluted by cowards and quitters of 5 generations. Just come and give your ancestor-in-law a hug. Saunjord only beckons you closer. There's no way he's ever hugged anyone in his entire life. I think I'm good over here, actually. Right, now push them my way and I'll split them in half. The sacrifice of the usurper to your communicable line surely bring us back to life and set us back in the course of honour. You're so silly, Grandpa. We both know that only one such choice I can try. Revenge on my father, your great-great-great-grandson, the traitor to the Yakumo. The lust for violence in your voice, it fills me with cheer. I'll never forget who I am. I suppose it's fine if a person who wants to be journey blood revenge with I should trust judgment straight inside of Bloom's than his ancestor. Luma, and if Luma ever treats me poorly, oh, you have my word, and I will wheel my katana and gut him like a fish. A tear rolls down from behind Oni's demonic mask. You sure want to marry this? One of the last advice, my dear girl, father stuff. Don't forget it. Maybe stop focusing so specifically and obsessively on it. What he did, it was awful, but it was already done. Do something for yourself now. Just my 2 cents. Bye. Be well, Ren. I'll see you again soon. So let's go, sir, and his client. Return me to my stable so soon dragon has been fed and tended to. Yes, sure. I swear this is still better than dealing with Chopper's dad. I'm sorry if you expect him great probably seem like a very special man. I realise I'll never meet someone measure up to someone like that. A warrior with a hell of fashion sense, I mean ask. Don't worry, I would never expect you to, or want you to, really. If all I wanted was... if all I wanted was the biggest brute alive, I'd be down in Trapper's Cave right now, avoiding his vintage bear traps. But it's not the life I imagined myself. A sense of strange anger changing around me, with lust for blood. There's no way to live, and yet, you know, this is the American life. Forever I'm cursed to battle against the dragon that lives inside me, or at least I was until now. Call me the Dragon Tamer, baby. You haven't won against this game yet, please don't ruin it. I'm sorry, I have no idea what it came from. I think we spent enough time in this lantern room, we should get back to the beach. The moonlight sets a romantic mood as the storm clouds rolling back out. You know the sun might set, but if we wait long enough it will rise again. She removes her sheath robe, showing you her strappy black bikini, and her pale skin glows under the light of the moon. Maybe you could help me get a head start on applying tomorrow's sun cream. Again, I mean, yeah, of course. Last time was, well, definitely felt more connection to you afterward. I'll tell you, I just kind of asked to be a goof, but I really enjoyed it. I swear, though, if you tell anyone about this, I will not be labelled a foot freak. Not that there is anything wrong with you. I just think that kind of attention where he gets talking. Steady, steady. Oh, jeez. Almost. Oh, that's so again, huh? Love feeling your hands sliding up and down my feet and between my toes. My skin's never been more moist. Get up here right now. Before you can find a towel to wipe off your low hand, Spirit goes you and pulls you in close. Her lips lock on yours, and this surprisingly soft and warm sensation is incredible. Cloud covered the moon, and you find yourself on the beach of Spirit in complete darkness. You can feel the narrow straps of her bathing suit come undone as lighting sang through the air, wrapping around your body, lifting. And this is why you have our chat not set as come here, you. Here's what it feels like to fly. As Spirit pulls you closer, you feel bits of glass pressing into your flesh. Pain and pleasure makes wash over your oceans there, sting. And get your undead lover. The lighthouse howls. In the darkness, you're pretty sure Spirit lets the dragon inside of her take over. If it kills you, you're sure it would have been worth it. The cloud parts just managed to pull yourself exhausted away from Spirit. A chunk of broken glass is lodged in your shoulder. When you pluck it out from your skin, it drips blood. Sorry, I think this got stuck in me where we were, and when I was having the best night of my life. Spirit drags her fingertips over the sharp end of the glass. Keep it. Consider it a memento. I've got plenty more where that came from. You arrive at the beach to find Claudette and Dwight waiting for you. Now this is the time, Luma. Face your destiny. Actually, about that, Luma, can we talk privately? Maybe not here. Maybe someplace would be better for this talk. You know how we feel about schedules, Spirit, very strongly, and you know how I feel about you telling me what to do. Don't do it. Like I said, I'd rather have this talk with Luma privately, not right here in front of everyone. From my experience in upper management at my father's mine, I learned that if you're going to fire someone, it's better to do it publicly so they don't freak out. Please, enough of the fire talk. Wait, you think... No, she couldn't be. They seem to be so in love. Well, I mean, it's not really Spirit, still Spirit. But if I tried to amend Spirit in love, so I suppose she hasn't attempted murder Luma yet. So, if I guess good as mine, like, oh, very hard to read. A word of advice, though. If you're going to end it quickly. In my experience, a more perfect creature, the more annoying your final howls are. I don't need any advice. Everyone out except for Luma. Did someone say final house? That's the kind of whole jump, can I say? Especially you out. Lame. I mean, Spirit, you feel something hanging in the air. More awful even than the lingering smell of cleaver body. I'm gagging, we're all gagging cleaver body spray. Spirit, written, I don't like to say, but before you say anything, I've really enjoyed my time with you. The past few days has helped me to get my thing I wanted. That's sweet, you're welcome, and you know what? It's that kind of thing that maybe got a good heart inside of you. Too good for me to carve out and toss into the ocean. But it's also too good for me to love. I need someone who shares my interests, someone who I can connect with, someone jaded and only driven by a desire for revenge. I need one who isn't so warm that I feel cold in comparison. I need one who isn't you. Can we just be friends? I don't know if... Before we finish, just know that we aren't... If we're not friends, we'll probably become enemies and I will destroy you. Friends it is. I'm very glad you're here for me when I need you, but not too close when I don't. Yeah, so see you around. Spirit starts to leave. Wait, what was that? That's right, you're just leaving me here. I'm not sure I'd use the word ends, and there's a word say I'm leaving, but we're definitely through. The fact you can't see that would just proves how we'll never really belong together. Well, how? I just spent all that time on doing everything I can to get to know you, only to be told that I should just leave the chocolate factory through the side door. I don't know what that means anyway. He said, it's a good night, Luma, see you around. Jeez, I'm sorry, what a bummer. Hey, why does she keep saying she'll see me around? Gosh, I have no idea. And so my precious killers live happily ever after, as they should, learning to love themselves first and foremost, whilst Trapper in a never-ending cycle of torture of my design. Wait, notice what my change entity. Never mind, maybe that's why. You should probably know that you have to play this again to find out more. Goodbye, Luma. See you again later, again and again, forever. The end. That was one of the storylines in this game. That was actually quite a good game, surprisingly. So wait, how many games? Okay, so there's other stuff, so we might have to go through it again. But what I'll probably do is I'll go through like 4 times following each killer's thing, and then after that I'll just have to Google how to get the rest. Honestly, a really good game, surprisingly. And it only took 3 hours to like beat. That's not bad for the game. But yeah, thanks for being with me, chat. Always appreciated. There we go. We have now done one of these runs, and I can't be in the mood to go again. So, thanks for watching, chat. As always, it's always appreciated. Thanks probably see you again at some point doing something else this again, maybe. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm probably going to spend several days just editing now. I'm working on that. But yeah, thanks like being with me through all that and stuff. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. I need to go raid who's live? Raid Sky. Right. Right, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.